Guys, it's Fonzie here with DipYourCar.com. Now, a ton of people are using Plasti Dip on their wheels, on their cars, for all sorts of different projects. And as you know by now, it's a very user-friendly product. However, there are some challenges you can run into. First and foremost, if you don't put enough coats on, it's not going to be easy to peel off. If you drop 2 coats on your wheels and you ride around for 6-8 months and then you go to peel it off your wheels, well, it's not going to peel off the way you see it in videos in large pieces. It's going to peel off in little pieces. Now, this happens. I mean, not everybody's a professional, not everybody's seen the videos and follows the guides. Out of the thousands of people using Plasti Dip, there are going to be some people out there who don't put enough coats on, who make a mistake. That's okay, but the key here is, where do you go from there? Do you peel it off your whole car or off your wheels in tiny little pieces? Well, I'm going to introduce to you today a product. It's called the Dip Dissolver, and what it does is it re-liquefies Plasti Dip, so that worst case scenario, if you put too little coats on and you don't want to sit there peeling it off in little pieces, it'll re-liquefy the Plasti Dip so that it can be cleanly power washed off. So, Fonzie from Dip Your Car, I'm going to show you how the Dip Dissolver works, show you a worst case scenario. Hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so what I have here is the hood of a car in basically the worst case scenario. What we did is we applied 2 thin coats to the hood of this car and we let it sit out in the sun for just about a month. It's been a little bit over 3 weeks. So this is a scenario where if I was going to go peel this off, obviously it's removable, but it's going to come off in tiny pieces. There's no way that I'm going to be able to peel this off the entire hood in big pieces. It'll take me a while. And again, if you're trying to hit worst case scenario and your entire car is covered in just 2 coats because you didn't follow the instructions or the guidelines, you're going to be there for a while. So what we're going to do is show you the Dip Dissolver. I'm going to follow the instructions just as it is in the bottle and show you how that can really help you cut the time down on removing this from your car. Okay, now this is the Dip Dissolver, obviously only available at DipYourCar.com. It's a couple different elements mixed together. We've done some research and we've done some testing to make sure that we find exactly what breaks down Plasti Dip and re-liquefies it the fastest. One of the main elements to this is an orange or citrus-based degreaser. So it is all natural, it's safe on your car, it's safe on your paint. There's only one area on your car that you want to avoid getting this on, which would be any black plastics. Because on certain cars with certain black plastics, this Dip Dissolver can actually lighten the black plastic and give it a little bit of a whitish hue to it. So what we do is when we use it on whole cars, we mask off any plastic around when we actually use the Dip Dissolver. So we're going to just follow the instructions exactly as they are in the label. We're going to saturate an entire half of the hood here, and we're going to let it kind of sit and marinate for about 5 minutes, come back and saturate it again. So I've really saturated this side of the hood, made sure we got a nice wet coat over the entire thing. Follow the instruction that says wait 5 minutes and then come do the exact same thing again. Okay, we waited just about 5 minutes, and as you can see, the Dip Dissolver is already breaking down the Plasti Dip. It's starting to bleed down the front of the hood a little bit. It's starting to break apart. So again, following the instructions, we're going to resaturate the area, and then we're going to give it about another 5 minutes before we wash it off. Okay, we've given it another 5 minutes, and then just as the bottle says, it says to test the surface area, and you should be able to cleanly wipe away the Plasti Dip with your finger at this point. Now, this was 2 coats. If you were trying to remove 4 or maybe even 5 or 6 coats, you may have to apply a 3rd coat of the Dip Dissolver. But basically what you want to do is you want to just use your finger and make sure. If you can clearly wipe the dip away, you're going to be able to wash it away no problem. Now what we're going to do is I've got a power washer here. It's just a regular standard clean force power washer that you can get at Home Depot. It's an 1800 PSI power washer. We find that to work the best. It's not too powerful, not too light. And what we're going to do is just with a medium tip setting, we're just going to power wash the dip nice and clean off. And we're going to start at the top and just work our way down. All right, as you can see, it's gotten back to completely clean. There's zero dip on the surface at all. It's just black paint and clear coat from like when we started. So this was about a month old Plasti Dip, 2 coats, unpeelable, that's been completely washed clean with the dip dissolver.
After you wash away the dip dissolver and the dip, we recommend washing the surface with soap and water.
And now just on the comparison side, this side of the hood did not receive any application of the dip dissolver. And as you can see, it's actually still intact, still here, and not even moved at all. We would actually have to continue peeling this. So we're going to apply the dip dissolver and clean the rest of the hood. Now guys, if you apply Plasti Dip properly, if you put enough coats on, you're never going to run into a need for a product like the dip dissolver. If you put it on your wheels or your car and you put enough coats, you're going to be able to peel it off without any help from a product like this. However, dipping is still new. There are people that run into this issue, they don't put enough coats on, they wait a long time, and then they wonder, well, what's the easiest way to get this off? So the dip dissolver is available at DipYourCar.com. It's the easiest way to re-liquify Plasti Dip. The only thing that you want to keep track of, obviously, is if you have any black plastic trim on the car, just mask that off with some masking paper or some masking tape before you apply the dip dissolver on the car. So follow the instructions on the side of the bottle. You saturate the area, let it sit for 5 minutes, resaturate the area, wipe it clean with your finger. If that's good to go, you should be able to power wash it right off with no problems. So available at DipYourCar.com, just like everything else that we use. If you have any questions, customer service at DipYourCar.com. It's Fonzie. I'll see you in the next video.